Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. And again, I have a new topic this week and something again which has come up through my when I just like to observe certain things and try to understand sometimes people's nature as well, or sometimes some of the very strategies that some people play at your psychological level. That will be a better way to start today's video. Now, something whatever I'm about to just discuss, you all might be able to relate it if you can, have this little bit of try to observe around, why people behave in a certain way. I'll just give you an example. It is quite which has happened within, you can say, in a family as well. So my dad, he wasn't, somebody who had like literally done bigger degrees or, very highly educated and all that. He was like the eldest of the siblings. So probably he thought of taking up, job and making his sort of a career stronger initially. And this led to him, developing certain skills. He was good in so many things. And the one thing that he was not good at was to defend himself and probably to speak up against anybody who tried to sort of put him down. So recently I observed my not very recently I would say, it was one of the experiences that I had again with one of my relatives who, the way she spoke, I could realize that she was trying to show that whatever your dad has achieved is not something big. It is like nothing, sort of. Even we have achieved something similar. Now somebody achieving something, it can be anything, maybe as I can take, okay, building a house of your own. Back then, maybe 50 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, even having your own house is a big deal. And go down to another maybe 40 or 38 years ago down the line, being able to build a three-story house with your own hard-earned money with no loan was like a different level of achievement, I feel. Because right now, guys, let's be honest, it is not even easy to have a own apartment like a flat or something without taking a loan, right? We know how the prices have skyrocketed. We say we are highly educated, we are making a lot of money compared to our parents, but you know how the inflation is and how it is so difficult. Anyways, that's one thing. But yeah, back in those days, it was a big deal even having a good house. And this is something what my dad had done, like among, I can proudly say that among all his other siblings, including the ones who seemingly had some bachelor degrees to their name, they haven't achieved, or at least I didn't see externally that they had done anything like that. So, to mark that, okay, I have achieved one milestone. It's a proud moment for everyone, guys. And when somebody else is trying to diminish it, your achievements, I think you should sometimes speak up. And this is what my, after so many years, one of my relatives, she was like trying to say that even we have done a similar thing. Definitely doing, achieving something, a certain milestone in your 30s and achieving that same milestone in your 50s is a different thing, right? I think in 50s, like, people are way more stable and you can do certain things. But to achieve something in your 30s and in your early years, you have to put in a lot of hard work. And the one who was trying to discriminate my or put my dad's achievement low are the same people, when my dad was working hard in his 20s, these people were out partying, taking out their girlfriends, boyfriends, I don't know what. But yeah, they were enjoying their life. Different people have different priorities in life, so people do it accordingly. And because she's quite elder to me and I have been taught that you're not supposed to say anything back to them, I usually tend to keep my mouth shut and not give back. But sometimes I really do feel, if somebody deserves respect, you should give. And if somebody needs to be shown a mirror, you have to show them, because some people don't know that line, right, of how to draw that line and say, enough, this is enough, this much I could hear from you. But anyways, so this is one example wherein, the reason, like the biggest reason they were trying to portray to me that it is not a big thing what your father has achieved, and it is like something really, normal. He has not done something great. And these are the ones who are like, highly seemingly having better education or had better education than my dad. And I was like, okay, fine, I just heard it from one ear and just throw it away from the other. But I sort of understood what she was trying to do. She was trying to, show that it's not that so great. Trying to, if somebody is above you, whatever, the person might not actually show to you that we have reached or somebody has reached at a certain level. But then there are some people, they are, right word will be jealousy. So some are jealous and they just want to get you down from there. They don't want to make you feel that you have reached to a certain place. And at that time, when they want, if they cannot reach to your level, right, they use this strategy of trying to show to you that you haven't reached anywhere else. We are all in the same level, sort of. So you haven't achieved anything. And at these points, we have to understand all this sort of a mental way of playing these games, mental games, they say, or mind games, rather, wherein people try to sort of, make you feel you haven't achieved anything as yet. You are at the same level as of how we are right now. These things happen very much even at professional level. It happens also among your friends if you're unlucky, and if you have certain people in your circle who are, they are not able to achieve anything, and then they see somebody is like going higher up the ladder, they'll try to somehow not directly pull you down, but do this thing that, oh, you have not achieved anything. They won't recognize the achievements. And especially if you are somebody who is very soft spoken, or somebody who is very humble, who doesn't like to show off or doesn't prefer giving back to people, that time they feel it, they are having an upper hand of, because they are quite vocal, they are quite good in speaking maybe nonsense, I'll call it at sometimes. And they can speak nonsense in a very convincing way. That is what I have seen as well, that, they know how to raise their voices, at what point to raise their voices, come in groups and make that noise, and then try to, show the other person like, you're not have done, you haven't achieved anything. Another incident my dad used to tell me. So he was a writer, he used to write articles, and there were this, certain other people, in this writers community also, there will be some others who are, they might be non-writers, but then they just want to make a show off that, I know more than you, and this is right and this is wrong. And he remembers, some people doing that. And these are the people who have never ever written even one article, and they were like trying to correct him, this is not right, this is not how it is supposed to be worded and all. So I used to tell dad, why you don't ask them? You yourself write and show me, you write this whole article by yourself, or write some other article and show me, right? You're good at it. It's very easy, guys, to tell somebody, do this, do that. But definitely, if you cannot do it by yourself, then I don't think you should be giving others a feedback. And this is something, again, I realized, through my career also, and through my this personal level of connections, or again, I could say within whatever extended families. Do not take any sort of a feedback from a person who hasn't done anything like you. Just because somebody is, good in blah 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 talking, that doesn't mean that he or she is he or she has achieved, that much of thing. You can directly see, right? We know how we can judge somebody, has this person done so and so thing? Okay, I'm doing something in my 20s, I'm doing something in my 30s, so definitely I'm supposed to consider a feedback of a person who has achieved equally at this certain age, right? If somebody had done similar thing in their early 20s, late 20s, or something what they had achieved in their early 30s, maybe I can take that advice and, take it as a feedback. Just take it as a feedback and maybe do your analysis. But somebody who has whatever enjoyed their early years and then they are reaching, coming closer to their 50s and 60s, and then they are like, trying to do stuff and then making those achievements. Fine, you all are working as per their timeline, but then you cannot be like, doing this comparison between, them who are doing some things in their 50s and with you who are doing that, maybe trying to achieve that same thing in your 30s. So this is some sort of a mind game, guys. So you have to be very careful about people who try to pull you down and you're trying to rise up, or though you might have already risen way higher than where they are right now, they will still try to showcase to you it in a such a way that you have not achieved anything and it's not great whatever that you have done. And maybe you are somebody like who is a quieter person and doesn't know how to defend yourself or showcase your ideas or whatever your knowledge, because of which you might be like taken for a granted, and okay, I can say anything to this person and I can play, they feel that they get a free hand to play some sort of mind games with you. And this is something very crucial, I feel, you should be knowing this as soon as possible. And that will help you to sort of, keep all this negative, toxic people away from your life, especially when you are trying to go up, you are trying to maybe climb some sort of ladder in life. Maybe it is professional level, maybe it your personal level, maybe you are trying to upskill yourself, are trying to do anything, keep such people away. Like once you come to know so and so person is of a certain type, no matter how long connection you had that with that person, or what sort of relation at a personal level you share with that person, try to keep them away. Otherwise it's really difficult, guys, especially for the people who are trying to start it from a scratch, trying to do something on their own. Even this is another incident that initially my dad had told me, and I have heard it also many a times from people, like maybe even from my grandmother. She used to tell that to my mom, that when my dad was building the house, there were a lot of people who even in the neighborhood were trying to create issues, because it probably was something, somebody, they didn't expect that person to do certain achievements at such an early age. They were finding it very difficult. How is this person able to do this? So let us create problems for him, so that somewhere down the line they give up and just say, no, I don't want to get into doing this thing, and probably uh, go somewhere else and maybe do, because sometimes people don't like progress happening right in front of their eyes, so they're trying to get that or keep that person away. And these are some of the techniques. There are some people who are gonna continuously try to rise themselves, but then the moment they see somebody else rising up, they'll also make it a point to make some hurdles, create some issues for them, so that they don't reach to their level. Again, this will be happening so much at business level, so much when there is a competition between businesses or ideas or whatever, like two companies which are in the same sector domain, they might be doing it. Definitely that's like a way of trying to rise up. But then it also happens at normal level, among ordinary people. Even if I have, probably there will be something, I have no give and take with somebody else. Somebody is having his own journey, I might be having my own journey. But this thing, this one of the biggest evil, devilish feeling that humans have. It has a good side, it has a bad side as well, and that is a jealousy. Jealousy, when it is used in a competition, I think can help you grow, but I don't understand why people get jealous about random people with somebody else rising up, somebody else going down. I don't have anything to give and take with it, but sometimes there are certain people, guys, in our lives who just can't see you progressing. And even if you prove to them, through your progress, like how I will take my dad's example only. I don't think he ever showcased what how knowledgeable he was, or probably didn't even make a big issue of what he had achieved at a pretty young age. He just did his part, and he was like, going back to whatever his work and the stuff, not like sitting among a group of people and throwing like big big things that I've done this and that. And usually the ones who sit and talk are, I don't know, they themselves have not achieved anything, but then they have this lot of free time to sit and judge others. So yes, if you're at any stage in your life, right, where you are doing something uh, new, you are trying to rise above something, hurdles will be there, difficulties will be there, and again there will be people, unnecessary people, who will try to create issues for you, unnecessary people who will try to pull you down. And at that time, I think, what I have realized, or even from my observing my dad, or even observing other people, lot of people, they keep quiet and they keep doing their work. They don't get bothered by the noises, because the main aim of all this noises, all this hurdles, is to distract you from your goal, is to make you lose your motivation. It's everything is aiming to pull you down, basically, just to play that game around your head, that it's not great what you're achieving. Even if you have achieved, they won't appreciate it, or they won't even consider it. Rather, they'll try to portray it as nothing great that you have done. So yeah, make a judgment for yourself. First is probably keep away once you realize somebody is doing this to you, or you have certain people within your circle, within your own, family groups and all. Sometimes they're unavoidable. You have to like bear with them. I can use that word, hopefully, bearing with them. And you have to learn to ignore them, just ignoring, because sometimes you cannot basically do anything about such toxic people in life. You have to just maybe learn to ignore, because they're nowhere to go, they'll be there. Secondly, just keep yourself motivated. You evaluate yourself, what you have achieved. My dad used to usually keep quiet most of the time, and then he used to just randomly say, oh, what they have done, they are living on their spouse's money. There are some of those people as well who have lived on their wife's income throughout their life, and then they were judging others for some shit reason, whatever. And so similarly, we can do this one thing, know who is giving the feedback, know who is speaking what, whether it's really worth considering those people. And secondly, know your achievements. There are so many things you have to appreciate yourself for where you have reached. Keep a target, try to reach over there. Once you have reached over there, give yourself a pat on your back saying that, yes, you have achieved it. Don't wait for anyone to acknowledge you. Might find, definitely, there will be some nice people as well in this world. There are, there are good people, and then there are these bad people as well. Some are really nicer people, they'll acknowledge you, take that acknowledgement, and but don't rely that somebody will acknowledge, somebody might not acknowledge, whatever. That's all noise. So keep away from the noise when you're trying to build something up, create something of your own. And just know that evaluate yourself on your own terms. Okay, have I achieved this? I wanted to do this by this time. Okay, this didn't happen. Why it didn't happen? Do the corrections and move on. That's how the life is. And moment you realize, anyone, you get the slightest sort of a feeling that this particular person is trying to pull me down, as much as possible, if it is possible, just completely avoid those people, reduce the contact maybe, or if nothing can be done, just act like deaf towards their talks. That's the best thing, right? Maybe you can do. But yeah, don't take anyone's feedback, especially the one who has not done anything and just is blabbering, and they have not achieved what you have achieved at certain time. So you don't have to give them that much of probably importance, especially when it is coming in a very sarcastic way to you. Okay. So this is something I have learned. You can use it in your professional life as well. Mostly what I've talked is like, some things that I had observed in the personal side. But yes, these things, same similar things will be happening somewhere down the line, guys, in professional career, in everything, when you are like trying to move up the ladder, and you might have good colleagues, you might again have jealous colleagues. There is a rat race or a competition even there as well, right? So no, because that is a place like, professional side is usually a place where somewhere down the line, even if there is a bit of jealousy, I think it can give you that push to go ahead, like, yes, I have to perform better than whatever, and achieve maybe something. It shouldn't be like very negative, but yeah, maybe you can use it in the positive side. Jealousy is an emotion, they say, with wherever the humans will be there, this jealousy will be there. But when that jealousy is being directed towards you for no reason, where there is no profit for the other person, that time it becomes really, evil thingy, because you're trying to pull somebody down for no benefit of yours. You just don't want that person to go ahead, right? So that's the thing. But again, or I can say in professional life, when people are pulling you down, it is again jealousy, and there will be a thing that, people are competing for a certain post. So two different domains of life, you have to handle it and see that, you are improving every day. Most important thing, you are improving, you are achieving whatever the milestones you have set for yourself, and at the end of the day, you are celebrating as well what you are achieving without getting the report card from anybody else. Okay, so I'll leave you all with this for this weekend. Please do share it with somebody who is like, just now starting up with something, and this might be a really helpful video to them, because definitely when you're starting something new, building something new, these things are gonna come up at certain point in that, development of the whole new idea, venture, whatever that they are proceeding into. So maybe they'll be well prepared at, at psychological level to handle such people and such situations. They might get some idea from the story that I just shared. So till then, see you next week and have a great week ahead. Bye bye.